A little bit less time on the water means a little bit more time working on the workstation. I've been neglecting this for about 5 years, ever since I started the YouTube stuff, but I'm getting back into it. Gas prices and some life changes and everything is causing me to spend a little bit more time in the fun spot. So one of the questions that I got was about reels and why so many. So one of the things is, obviously, we have a lot of different techniques, a lot of different things that we do, a lot of different types of water that we fish. These are just the B team summertime things, all the different reels, different line weights, different techniques, different rod characters. This is not counting the probably 30 plus 35 rods and reels that are in the boat. So this all started with a picture of that drawer right there of the spares. You can see I got a bunch of Fuegos, a bunch of Zillions. The black stripe indicates the low speed, the yellow stripe is the 6-3-1, and the red stripe is the 7-1 high speed. These are my very first Daiwa reels that I ever started with back in the late 80s, early 90s. You remember the old Team Daiwa team? Larry Nixon, Denny Brower, those guys were like the people that I looked up to and started learning how to flip. Boy, she's worn out. And then, of course, all of my lefties. So why all of these spares? You can see some of them down there. The green Cabela's, which is basically the Zillion and the lefties. So why so many spares? So one thing that I really like is the same side plate, the same action, the same feel. It's why I went to all cash and rods. So the hand grips, they're all the same regardless of what technique I'm doing, and then whatever Daiwa reel I put on there. So I absolutely love these Daiwa lefties. Here's an example of a brand new in the box. Someday that's going to go on to a new cash and rod, and you can't buy them anymore. You can't find them in the store. So you're going to be yard sailing, you're going to be Facebook Marketplace-ing, you're going to be eBay-ing. So whenever I find one that's my junk drawer for now as I work through this. Whenever I find one that's in pretty decent shape used, I'll take a gamble on it and I'll buy it, because I can't buy the new in the box anymore. Every once in a while from Japan you'll find a new in the box, and after time they look like this. They get worn out. The little level winds in here, they get worn out. I oil them, I grease them. You can see that one's nice and oiled. I think you can see that in there. Nice and oiled. I use the original Daiwa oil that comes with the Daiwa boxes. I got the grease and the Daiwa tools, and I also have high-speed lightning lube, which is a super thin oil that I put on the new ones. I put the thicker oil on when they get older. And when they get like this, and they get worn out, and they get nastied up, the pawl, the level wind, and if I don't have the spare parts to be able to fix them, this may become a parts reel to fix some other ones. And what'll happen is I'll break those little plastic pieces in here, and I'll wear out the level wind, the pawl, P-A-W-L, the level wind pawl, that little thing that switches in there. They stick. And then if you make the mistake of letting salt get on your magnesium reels, like the Daiwa Fuego, you'll see that they get funky quick. And they get, especially up in the side plates here, things will get a little nasty, a little gnarly. Here's one. I left a bait caster with a flipping tube on in the rod locker, and it was wet and it salted. And where the hook resides, you could see how much of that plate that it eroded off. But finally this reel just got, so it was pretty gnarly casting. So it just became a parts reel. And the catch-all, they stay over here in the corner. If I need a reel that just needs to be serviced and gone through, that's what this side is for. I put them in there. I will go through and do that. Working on all my tools. Working on getting all the stuff back up and ready for the summer swing. And the reason why you need all of those is because you can't buy them anymore. That's what a new Zillion looks like. But I got to tell you, the bearings got funky in that heavy duty one faster than any of these. So I would rather buy the old ones that I'm comfortable with. I have spare parts for. I absolutely love that feel when I'm right-handed. As you can see, we do both lefties and righties. Joey has learned to follow suit, as well as Dan. All three of us, we do lefties and righties. Someday I might actually get some nostalgic rods. I got an old Team Daiwa Rick Clun rod up here in the attic that I might have to dig out and put that old crank and reel back on there once again. Throw an RC plug or something. But that's why we have all of them, because you can't buy them anymore. And that's why I'm always forever cruising. A little bit of eBay junkie, yard sales, fishing places, old stores, all of that stuff. That is why we look at that. And that is why we have so many reels, because you just can't buy them anymore. And I got used to doing the Fuegos, Zillions, and the lefties. So instead of buying the new ones, I do have 3 of the newer style. They were like $300 a piece. And they don't last any better than any of this other stuff that I have, that I probably only paid $100, $125 a piece for, slightly used on eBay. And then I run them into the ground to where they start looking like that. Think about just how many hours of flipping you must have to do to be able to do that to the reel. And I know it's in the boat, so I can't show you. The flipping rod that this was on, the casting rod, I wore out the side grip. So that's a lot of flipping. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. Thank you for subbing. We're almost to 500 on Facebook, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the water.